Does the morning greet you with a chorus of creaks and groans from your joints? Perhaps you find yourself hesitating before standing up, waiting for the stiffness in your knees and back to ease. Or maybe you've noticed that a simple afternoon of gardening leaves your legs feeling heavy as lead. And the energy you used to have just isn't there anymore. So many of us in our 50s, 60s, and beyond accept these feelings as an inevitable part of aging. We tell ourselves, this is just what happens. We might even start turning down invitations from friends or family, not because we don't want to go, but because we worry we won't have the stamina to keep up. The thought of becoming a burden, of having our children worry about our every move, can be a heavy weight on the heart. It's a quiet fear that can lead to a sense of helplessness, making us feel like passengers in our own lives rather than the drivers. But what if these signs aren't a final verdict? In traditional Chinese medicine, these common complaints are seen not as the end of the story, but as important messages from our body. They are signals that our internal systems, a very foundation of our vitality, need a little more support. This isn't about fighting age, it's about wisely nurturing our body's core energy so we can continue to live with dignity, strength, and independence. In traditional Chinese medicine, we often talk about the body's fundamental energies, and two of the most important are what we call kidney qi and spleen qi. Think of your kidney qi as the master battery for your entire body. It's the deep, foundational energy reserve you were born with, and it governs your vitality, your bone health, and your longevity. As we age, this battery naturally begins to lose some of its charge. This is why we might experience this or lower back, weaker knees, or more frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom, all signs that the battery is running low. Now, think of your spleen qi as your body's kitchen. Its job is to take the food and drink you consume and transform it into usable energy and blood, which then nourishes every single cell. When the spleen is weak, it's like having a slow, inefficient stove. The food isn't cooked properly, leading to symptoms like bloating after meals, fatigue, loose stools, and a feeling of heaviness in the limbs. Modern science is beginning to echo these ancient ideas. When TCM talks about declining kidney qi, scientists are looking at the function of our mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses inside our cells. As we get older, mitochondrial function can decline, leading to less cellular energy, which we experience as fatigue and weakness when TCM talks about a weak spleen. Modern research points to the health of our gut microbiome. A balanced gut environment is crucial for reducing inflammation and efficiently extracting nutrients from our food, directly impacting our energy levels and overall health. The wisdom of TCM and the findings of modern science are pointing in the same direction. Supporting these core systems is the key to aging with grace and strength. Let me share a story. A woman in her late 60s, let's call her Susan, came to see me. She was an avid gardener but had started to dread it. Her knees ached, her back was constantly sore, and she felt completely drained after just an hour among our flowers. She felt irritable and frustrated, as if her own body was betraying her. Her kidney qi was depleted and she had stagnation, meaning her body's energy and blood weren't flowing smoothly, causing pain and stiffness. We started with simple, gentle adjustments. She swapped her morning glass of cold juice for a warm cup of ginger tea to warm our system. She began eating a small bowl of warm pumpkin porridge for breakfast to strengthen her spleen. She also started a 5-minute daily routine of gentle qigong stretches to encourage circulation. There was no magic pill, but week by week, the changes started to show. The deep ache in her back lessened. She found she could garden for longer periods without feeling exhausted. Most importantly, she said she felt lighter and more like her old self. It was a journey of steady progress through consistent, gentle care. So how can you start supporting these vital systems at home? It's about making small, consistent choices every day. Here are some of the most effective strategies rooted in TCM wisdom that you can begin right now. First, let's talk about warming and nourishing your core energy, or what we call yang qi. Think of yang as your body's internal pilot light. It's the warming, energizing force that doctors all your bodily functions. When this Kailat light is low, you might feel perpetually cold, especially in your hands and feet. You may have a sore lower back, weak knees, and find yourself needing to get up multiple times during the night to use the bathroom. To rekindle this inner fire, you can introduce warming foods into your diet. A simple cup of fresh ginger tea in the morning can gently stoke your digestive fire. Adding a sprinkle of cinnamon to your oatmeal or coffee also helps. Another wonderful practice is a nightly foot soak. Soaking your feet in warm water with a few slices of fresh ginger or a handful of Epsom salts before bed not only warms you up but also draws energy downward, calming the mind and promoting a more restful sleep. Second is the crucial task of strengthening your digestive system or your spleen key. As we discussed, your spleen is like your body's kitchen. If it's not working well, you can't produce enough energy, no matter how healthy the food you eat is. People who need to support their spleen often feel bloated, tired after eating, have loose stools, or a general feeling of heaviness. The simplest way to help your spleen is to favor warm cooked foods. Think soup, stews, and roasted vegetables, foods that are naturally sweet and yellow or orange in color, like sweet potatoes, pumpkin, and carrots, are particularly nourishing for the spleen. A simple change from a cold salad to a warm vegetable soup for lunch can make a world of difference in your energy levels. Third, we must focus on moving stagnation to keep your body flexible and your mood balanced. In TCM, we say that where there is stagnation, there is pain. Think of your body's energy and blood flow like a river. When the river flows freely, everything is nourished. But when a dam is built, due to stress, inactivity, or injury, the flow gets blocked. This can manifest as stiff joints, sharp or fixed pain, and even feelings of irritability and frustration. The best way to break up this stagnation is with gentle movement. Practices like Thai and Qigong are perfect because they combine slow, deliberate movements with deep breathing, which actively promotes the circulation of qi and blood throughout the body. Even a simple daily walk can be incredibly effective. Another simple home technique is dry brushing your skin with a natural brush before you shower. Using long, gentle strokes toward your heart, you can stimulate circulation and help get the energy moving again. Fourth is the importance of nourishing your blood. In TCM, blood is more than just the red fluid in your veins. It's a dense, nutritive substance that moistens your tissues, anchors your spirit, and keeps your mind clear. If your blood is deficient, you might experience dry skin and hair, brittle nails, dizziness when you stand up, and poor memory or brain fog. To build healthy blood, focus on incorporating dark, leafy greens like spinach and kale, as well as wheat-colored foods like beets, goji berries, and read dates into your diet. Small amounts of high-quality protein, like black beans and lentils, are also essential building blocks. Finally, we need to protect and calm the mind, or what we call the Shen. The Shen resides in the heart and is responsible for our consciousness, emotions, and sleep. When our energy is depleted or our blood is deficient, the Shen can become unsettled. This leads to anxiety, difficulty falling asleep, or waking up in the middle of the night with a racing mind. To calm the Shen, create a peaceful evening routine. Turn off screens at least an hour before bed. Listen to calming music or practice a few minutes of quiet meditation. A simple Aka's prayer point to use is the spirit gate, located on the crease of your wrist, in line with your little finger. Gently pressing this point for a minute or two can help soothe the mind and prepare you for sleep. These small, daily actions, when practiced consistently, create a powerful foundation for lasting health and vitality. Here are 2 simple daily routines you can easily incorporate into your life to put these principles into practice. The first is a morning vitality tea to gently boost your qi and support your immune system. You will need a small handful of dried astragalus root slices, which you can find at most health food stores or Asian markets, and about a teaspoon of dried goji berries. Astragalus is a famous keen ionic herb in TCM, known for building energy without being overly stimulating, while goji berries gently nourish the blood and benefit the eyes. To prepare it, Simply place the astragalus slices and goji berries in a mug, pour boiling water over them, and let it steep for about 10 to 15 minutes, just like you would with any herbal tea. The best time to drink this is in the morning, perhaps in place of your first cup of coffee. It provides a steady, gentle lift rather than a jolt. This tea is most helpful for those who feel generally fatigued, catch colds easily, or feel a bit weak. If you are currently fighting off an active cold or flu with a fever, it's best to avoid astragalus for now, as it can sometimes trap the illness in the body. Wait until you've fully recovered. A quick self-check: after drinking this tea for a few days, you should feel a subtle increase in your stamina and warmth, not jittery or overheated. The second routine is an evening circulation foot soak to move stagnation, ease joint stiffness, and promote restful sleep. For this, you will need a basin large enough for both of your feet, warm water, a half Mimas cup of Epsom salts, and 3 to 4 thick slices of fresh ginger. Epsom salts are rich in magnesium, which helps relax muscles, while the fresh ginger is wonderfully warming and helps to improve circulation, especially to the lower body. Simply fill your basin with water that is comfortably hot, but not scalding. Stir in the Epsom salts until they dissolve, and add the ginger slices. Soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes, ideally in the hour before you go to bed. This routine is fantastic for anyone with cold feet, stiff ankles or knees, or mild arthritis pain in the feet. It's also excellent for calming a busy mind at the end of the day. A key precaution if you have diabetes or any nerve damage in your feet that affects sensation. Be extremely careful with the water temperature to avoid burns. Also, do not use this soak if you have any open sores or wounds on your feet. A quick self-check. After the soak, your feet should feel warm, relaxed, and less stiff. You should feel a sense of calm that makes it easier to fall asleep. One of the most important things to remember on this wellness journey is that your body is unique. I often see a common mistake that can lead to frustration and disappointment. Someone hears from a friend about a wonderful supplement or a miracle food that gave them amazing energy. So they rush out to try it themselves, only to find it does nothing for them or even makes them feel worse. This happens because traditional Chinese medicine is not a one-size-fits-all approach. It is built on the principle of pattern differentiation, which means we look at your specific combination of signs and symptoms to understand your body's unique state of balance or imbalance. For example, ginger is wonderfully warming and fantastic for someone who feels cold and has a sluggish digestion. But for someone who already has signs of internal heat, like a red face, a feeling of thirst, and irritability, adding more ginger could be like pouring gasoline on a fire. This is why copying others without understanding your own body's needs can be unhelpful. The goal is to become a better listener to your own body's signals. The tips provided here are gentle and safe for most people. But always pay attention to how you feel. If you try something and it doesn't feel right for you, it's okay to stop. True wellness comes from a personalized approach, not a universal prescription. Every small step you take towards better health is a victory. It's a powerful declaration that you are an active participant in your own well-being. Aging well isn't about luck, it's about the daily conscious choices we make to nourish our bodies, move with intention, and calm our minds. By integrating these simple practices, you are not just managing symptoms, you are building a deeper foundation of resilience that can help you preserve your independence, reduce your reliance on medications, and lift the emotional burden of worry from both yourself and your family. Joy and engagement, not a time of passive decline. Don't wait for a health crisis to force you into action. Start today. Send this to someone you care about who might need this encouragement. Have you experienced that morning stiffness or afternoon energy slump? Your story is important. Share this with a friend who often feels tired, so they don't ignore their body's signals. If you're looking for a simple starting point, comment with the word balance, and I'll suggest a simple method for you. Remember, your health is your greatest